Okay, I'm filming 2 videos in one day, but I put this on so you can't tell. You can't tell, right? Okay, so after I just filmed my Lady Frankenstein review, I realized like, oh, it is a new month, so it is time for me to do my monthly recap. I haven't even looked back, so let's see. What did I watch in February? I started off rewatching Demonic Toys from 1992, Killer Toy movie. If you're not new here, you already know. Then I watched rewatched Puppet Master 1989. Another Killer Toy movie, okay, but it's always fun to revisit these two. And I know everybody likes Puppet Master more, but I like Demonic Toys more. Then in my Discord's watch party, we watched Dinner with a Vampire from 1988, which I have already seen once. I do like the movie, even though its small budget is quite obvious. But the George Hilton fans, this is for us. Okay, next I watched Madeline, Study of a Nightmare, aka Anatomy of a Nightmare from 1974. This is directed by Roberto Mauri, and I don't know him. I don't even know if this is a horror movie or what, but this is a Camille Keaton movie. I did already talk about it in my recent physical media haul video, but this is a weird, subtle, kind of psychological film, but it's so visually memorable that I'm just gonna say I like it. I'm just gonna say it's worth it. It's a wonderful role, a wonderful opportunity to see Camille Keaton in action. Then I rewatched House from 1986, or is it 1985, whatever. I watched it because this is a perfect opportunity to tell you I was on Sledgehammer Horror's channel just recently. I'll link that above and below so you can check it out. But they do a series called My First Horror Movie where they talk to people about what was the first horror movie you ever saw. And mine was House. So I went and talked about it with Ken on their channel. Have you seen this movie? Because I feel like nobody knows what I'm talking about. Now, House is like the worst title for a movie ever, but this is a really, really good film. Now, it messed me up when I was a child, okay? But even watching it again now, I'm like, dang, it is so good. And I was on such a high coming off of House again. That might be my like 3rd time to watch it ever. That I was like, let's do House 2. So then I watched House 2 from 1987. Okay, if House 1 is like a horror comedy, but I would call House 2 a fantasy comedy. It pissed me off. I gave it 1 star. No. It was just really goofy and had no horror elements. I was annoyed because like the first few minutes I was like, oh, that's gonna be good. This is gonna be good. And then it went. Okay, then in my Discord for our watch party, we watched Dante's Inferno. Dario Argento's Inferno from 1980. And I don't really like it. I'm sorry. Oh, and then with Celise over on Sweet and Spooky here on YouTube, we watched Deep Red together and it was a live stream. So I will link that above and below so you can rewatch it. It was a watch along, so you can put on our live stream and push play and watch it with us, even though it's already happened. But that was fun. Again, we got kind of caught up in the chat and not always paying attention to the movie, but it was fun. There are certain things about Deep Red that I think are very strong. Aside from the style, I think the killer reveal is really cool. And I think that's a big strength of the movie. And it's a shame we can't like openly talk about it because I don't want to spoil anything. Okay. And this is gonna be such a short video this time. Then I watched Delirium from 1972. Renato Pulselli's Delirium. Brian sent it to me on DVD. I've been kind of putting this film up on a pedestal for probably a year now, I don't know, because I saw Black Magic Rights. After I got over the initial shock, I realized I really liked that movie. And then seeing that Delirium had a lot of the same cast and that it was a Giallo, I was like, oh, I really want to see it. I really want to see it. And it's just not streaming anywhere. Or not last time I checked anyway. And I considered buying it on like Blu-ray several times. Wasn't sure if I would spend those $30. I would watch reviews, and I usually don't watch reviews of movies I haven't seen yet, but I was seeking out reviews. Like, I was asking people's advice. I was trying to find somebody who would tell me that I should buy it, and nobody would tell me anything. So I finally watched it the other night. It's not quite as weird as Black Magic Rights, but it's weird. Mickey Hargitay, or however you say it, that hair's got to go. That hair was pissing me off. But our lead female, Rita Calderoni, she did so good, and I love her. And it was just, this was like showcasing her abilities. That's really what this movie was about. The mystery, it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on very early. The movie's just very like illogical. You're like, what's going on? It's very fever dream like. It's kind of sleazy. It has like a couple sleazy moments, but not in like love scene ways. And so while people like Rita Calderoni's acting was just supreme, some of the victims of the killer were just abhorrently bad. Particularly the girl who gets killed in the phone booth. Whatever. If you've seen this movie, we need to talk, okay? I knew it probably wouldn't rank as high as the pedestal I had put it on, but I think I'll still say I like it. I'd probably still watch that again. It was weird, but I'm glad I finally saw it. I decided to really elaborate on Delirium because this has been a very quick video. And so the last movie that I watched in February was Discord Watch Party. My pick, Forbidden Photos of a Lady of Suspicion from 1970. And I would have said at the beginning of our Discord when it was first born, and we first started doing these watch parties, I would not have selected this movie because I wouldn't want to like bore people. But now that we've built a really nice community and I understand the audience, I went for it. And it just went over really well. Like, everybody loved it. They were all talking about like the music and the way it looked, and nobody even seemed to mind that there's hardly any murder. So that was nice. I was proud. And that's what I watched this month. So I had my first time watches were Madeline, House 2, and Delirium, and that's it. I was not watching a lot of movies. And that concludes this month's report. I will see you for the March roundup. Ciao for now.